Hi, my name is Keisha Wixom. I'm a Lululemon ambassador in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Today I'd like to talk you through Sun Salutation A's. First time I'll demonstrate will be for the beginners who might have some tight hamstrings, low back and shoulders. I'll give you some nice modifications to ease yourself into the proper alignment and feel of the vinyasa. For those of you more seasoned practitioners who have been doing this flow for a while, I'll give you some neat tips and tricks to make the sequence a little bit more fluid and streamlined. So let's get started with our feet hip bone distance apart, arms alongside of you. Lift and spread your toes, firming into the heel. Draw the thighs back and tuck the tailbone down. You'll feel how this draws the belly back and scoops the lower abdomen. Feel your ribs lifting up away from your hips. Shoulders guide up, back, sliding the blades down. Palms spin out, gaze straight ahead, and energetically spin your palms up to face one another overhead. Fingertips are reaching, shoulder blades down the back. As you hinge at your hips, gently bend your knees, keeping the back as flat as you possibly can, ideally resting your belly and your thighs on one another. Head can hang, hands find the floor, bow for a moment. With an inhalation, hands coming to your shin, take a flat back and gaze forward. Planting the hands once again, grounding into the rim of the knuckles, walk back into a high plank. Feel your heart soften between the thumbs and drop your knees to the floor. Now tuck your tailbone and lean forward, giving the pads of your fingers some weight. Elbows stay tight to the body as you lower to the ground, passing through a modified chaturanga. Once you're on the ground, tuck your toes, pressing into the toenail side of your foot and rolling to the meat of your thighs. Fingertips in line with the nipples, shoulders rolling back, elbows squeezing towards one another. Begin pressing the feet into the floor, hands into the ground, and curl up without losing the connection to your index finger or shoulder loop. So hands stay down, shoulders stay on your back, hugging the elbows together. Press into the feet, tone the space around your knees, and if it's okay with your neck, gaze up. Coming onto the hands and the knees, once again, belly is strong, toes tuck under, press into the hands. The idea in downward facing dog is to keep your spine neutral, not necessarily getting your heels to the floor. So begin by lifting your knees at a hover, using your hands press into the floor to move the sitting bones up and back. Notice my shoulders haven't bunched up around my ears. Instead, I'm softening the heart once again, and I'm rolling the outer arms away from one another. Keep pushing into the pads of the fingers, the rim of the knuckle, and lift your sitting bones high. This is grounding your heels to straighten your legs and losing that neutral spine. Go ahead and bend the knees again. Reach the sitting bones, create a long line of energy from the crown of your head to the tip of your tail. Take a few breaths to experience the length and energy in downward facing dog. Looking forward, take 2 steps to the head of your mat, lining the feet up parallel. Inhale, hands to the shins, reaching the heart through the head. Exhale, back into a forward fold. Strike the heels into the earth and with a flat back, come all the way up. Palms spinning to face one another. Lean your weight into the center of your arch. Hands coming together, slipping your hands into prayer position. Namaste. So for our second variation, Salutation A, with the big toes together, heels slightly apart, little toes in line with the outer heels. Same principles, thigh bones back, inward spiraling, and tailbone smoothing down. Belly button drawing back and up, shoulders looping, back of the neck long. Slide your weight into the rear plane of your body and leave it there as the arms come up and overhead, palms touching. Eyes to the hands, leading with the heart, firm the thighs, and come forward. Fingertips in line with the toes. Bow in, forehead to shins. With an inhalation, gather the shoulders onto the back and gaze up, rocking your way with the ankle directly underneath your hip bone. To hop back into chaturanga, plant your hands, keep leaning forward, the weight is in your hands. A soft bend into your knees, pressing the floor away from you. Elbows will land directly by your ribs. Looking forward, pull the weight forward onto your toes and glide over to the tops of the toes. Shoulders back, eyes up. Pressing into the tops of your feet. Gather strength into the navel. Hover the upper back. Press and roll over the toes simultaneously. Eyes at the elbows shine forward. Heart melting. Thighs press back. You should even be able to lift your toes as the heels meet the floor. Be careful that you're not collapsing through your ribs, but instead knitting the ribs together, finding the power through your low back and your kidneys. This is the strength that will help you hop forward. You might even be able to lift all 10 toes as you tone the space around your knees and press the thigh bones back. Cultivate a deeper sense of breath, a deeper sense of softening. And as soon as you hop forward, your feet leaving the ground, take the weight into your hands, plug into the pads of the fingers. Look ahead and try to find some spring in your knees to land you as lightly as possible. And inhale, mix up, soften the chest. Exhale, melt forward into Uttanasana, shoulders lifting away from the ears. And inhale, pull out and up. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that was helpful. I'll see you next time. Namaste.